Welcome to the Baseball Together podcast, baseball family. For those of you new to the show, we are here to raise money for the nonprofit organization Called Up, whose mission is to give disadvantaged young ball players the equipment they need to play the game we all love. We also want to unite communities by improving or rebuilding baseball facilities in areas suffering economic or environmental hardship. At this time, you can support by purchasing t-shirts and other baseball-related apparel and accessories from 9plusus.com. 10% of all these sales go to the cause. Again, that's 9plusus.com. The number 9, plusus.com. 9plusus.com. We hope you enjoy this episode of the Baseball Together podcast, brought to you by 9plusus. Welcome to the Baseball Together podcast, baseball family. I am Brad, and I am back from the land of the dead, back in the land of the living, and happy to be here. And I'm here with Brig, as always.
What is up, baseball family? We're glad Blackjack Brad is back. Say Blackjack Brad is back 5 times fast.
Blackjack Brad is back. Blackjack Brad is black. Yeah, no, that doesn't work. That doesn't happen.
Thank you for trying.
Not going to work.
We're excited to have you back.
I'm happy to be back. Happy to be back on this Thanksgiving week episode. Happy Thanksgiving to everyone out there listening this week. And if you're listening after Thanksgiving, I hope you had a good one. So
yeah, me too. Brad,
so should we go ahead and we hope you had a good one.
Thank you. Yeah. Yeah, let's get started.
Yeah, let's get into it. All right, let's start with first. So we talked about this a couple weeks ago, about how Major League Baseball is going to lose some minor league affiliates. Well, this last week, there was a list of 42 minor league teams that could be disassociated with minor league baseball.
Yeah.
Pretty interesting list. I don't know that there's necessarily anything specifically geographic about it. Other than maybe, I don't know. It's like, it seems like there's a lot to do with teams. Like, I did notice the Mariners are going to be losing their single A, their advanced A affiliate, the West Virginia Power, which I feel like makes sense because it doesn't make any sense for the Mariners to have a minor league team in West Virginia. Right?
Well, that's according to the new philosophy, though, where with streamlined geography. But what about all your Mariners fans in West Virginia?
Well, yeah. No, I understand that, but as far as like what we were talking about, though, getting players to go from level to level, right?
Right.
It's not efficient to send a player from Everett to wherever in West Virginia, and then to the Arkansas Travelers, and then to back to Tacoma. I mean, you just got, and I know it's not all going to happen in one season, but
sometimes
at the same time,
it does.
like, and yeah, it very well could, especially with somebody on a involved rehab assignment.
Yeah, well, that's true.
That's not efficient. It's not efficient. It's not gonna. It just doesn't seem like it flows to me.
Mm-hmm.
So that made sense to me. And we talked a little bit about possibly the Orem Owls because of their location and proximity to the Angels.
Yeah.
But I didn't see the Salt Lake Bees on there.
Right. But the Owls are on the list.
Yeah. And so are the Ogden Raptors, who are in the Pioneer League with the Owls, but they're the affiliate of the Dodgers.
Yes.
So both of
maybe
those
they
teams
just
could
hate
be gone.
Utah.
Maybe, I don't know.
Here's the thing that I think, and so we were told that it would be geography based, right? The 42 teams that were proposed, like you were saying, streamline the travel process, make it easier on the players, make it less taxing on the club to move them back and forth. I got it. I get that. However, Jason D'Agostino and I were talking about this, and he wants to see, myself included, I do too, he wants to see how the attendance records of these teams for the last 3 to 5 years.
That's a really good point. That's an excellent point, because I know the Owls, when I was with them at least, even on a winning season, didn't draw real well. Yeah, unless it's a fireworks night, they're not drawn.
Yeah, and they can't do fireworks night because it's so dry half the time.
Yeah, I think they did it like once a month or something like that, and
Yeah,
and that's when
something
people
like
would
that.
show up.
That's
They'd
right.
pack the place on fireworks night, but that was about it.
Yeah, it's absolutely
Even during the
true.
playoffs, it was empty. Championship game, it was empty,
Yeah, yeah, and
and
I
people
was there for those.
didn't know.
That's exactly right. And
Yeah,
did they know? Did they not care? We don't know. That's the problem. But Jason brings up a really great point about revenue. It's all about
hmm
the draw. It's in fan based interest.
hmm
Because I was looking at my Greenville Drive here in Greenville, South Carolina. They're not on the list, and they're not exactly near New England, right? It's not a
yeah,
huge
yeah.
haul to get up there, but it's it's hours and hours. So
hmm
I thought for sure that they would be on the block to maybe reaffiliate or something, but they're not. And you know why? We pull a crowd, baby.
Yeah, yeah. I've seen pictures that you've taken of those games. There's people there.
There are people there every single day, and it's fantastic. You throw a Thirsty Thursday in there, or a fireworks night once a week or whatever, and it is packed.
hmm
I swear, when I go to Greenville Drive games, it's like the baseball people are in their seats, bebopping around watching the game. The baseball people are in their seats watching the game, but the young crowd, like the up and coming, brand new, new adult crowd or whatever, the freshman and college age, they're
Oh yeah.
they're like, well, should we go to the bar or the club or the ballpark?
Oh
Because
really?
yeah, they're dressed for the club, and they're walking around with their drinks and showing off to each other, or whatever it is that young people do these days. I don't know. And they just buy GA tickets and walk around the concourse and fraternize with each other, and that's all they do.
Yeah.
They're not watching the game, but
hmm
for whatever reason, the climate we have here and the culture is really inviting, and it's accommodating even to people who don't want to watch baseball.
Yeah, yeah, and I think you bring up a really good point with that, comparing the Drive to the Owls, that people can come and get still kind of like that social atmosphere as far as like the club, because unfortunately for the Owls, they are on a dry campus, so they can't sell beer.
No, they're on the second driest campus in the history of the universe.
Yes,
Maybe the
it's
third.
possibly the third or fourth, but still, they're not allowed to sell alcohol.
Yeah, I'm just teasing.
They're not
but
allowed
yeah,
to sell alcohol those
right,
games.
right.
So, and I think that's one reason why they have a hard time drawing.
Of course.
But I mean, I don't know about the Raptors. I'm certain the Boise Hawks, my Boise Hawks draw, and that's probably part of the reason they're not on here.
Hmm.
Even though they need to upgrade that facility. Holy smokes.
Holy smokes.
Oh boy.
Yep.
Oh boy. So it'll be interesting to see how this progresses. Congress has already come down and basically said, you can't do this because you're taking away jobs.
Right.
But based on what they've talked about with the Dream League, I don't think they're going to be taking away jobs.
Yeah, that's how I feel too. And that's how they're going to get around it.
Yeah, there's still going to be teams. There's still going to be people who need to work concessions. I don't think there's going to be an issue with that. I think this is still going to happen. I don't know that 42 is the final number of teams. I heard something on the radio the other day, I can't remember who it was, said this might not be something they want associated with Jackie Robinson's number.
Whoa.
So it could be 41, it could be 43, but I don't think it's going to be 42 at the end.
Whoa, I bet you're right.
Whoa.
Who said that?
I don't remember who it was. I
That
just remember hearing
is-
it and been like, wow.
Well, whoever you are, we know you're listening, and kudos to you. That's a fantastic piece of
Fantastic take. Yeah. But speaking of a dream league and dreamers, did you see this whole thing in Orlando this week? So it's the Orlando Magic's owner wants to bring a Major League Baseball team to Orlando and call them the Orlando Dreamers.
Yeah.
What? First off, that is a terrible name.
I was just going to say, that's where you lost me.
That is a terrible, terrible name. Like,
And the proposed logo is just bad.
Yeah. If I was Major League Baseball, I'd be like, no, just for that reason, I'm not going to make anybody play for a team called the Dreamers.
Yeah.
That's terrible.
Sorry, man.
That's horrible. Yeah, no. But really, the other thing, like, this is never, ever going to happen. There's never, ever, ever going to be a baseball team in Orlando, and this is why. So, I do remember where I heard this. I heard this week. I was listening to David Sampson, his podcast. It's nothing personal. And remember, he was the president of the Miami Marlins.
Right.
He was the one who helped with the sale to Derek Jeter and his group.
Yeah.
So this is what he talked about. He said, first off, there will never be a baseball team in Orlando because people who are coming to Orlando are coming to go to Disney World.
Yeah.
And Universal Studios.
And Epcot. Yeah, totally.
Oh yeah, Disney World, the whole bag there.
Is Epcot part of Disney World? I didn't know that. Okay, cool.
Yeah, it is. They're already spending a few grand probably on that trip. They're not going to want to go spend $200-300 more to go watch a Major League Baseball team. You know, I mean, unless they've planned it, but most people they go for Disney and they go for Universal. Yeah. They're not going to watch baseball in Orlando. And the second thing is that the cable numbers, the TV numbers in Florida are inflated. That they're not accurate.
Really?
So the reason basketball works so well in the NBA is because, I mean, you've got the Miami Heat, you've got the Orlando Magic. In the NHL even, you've got the Florida Panthers, the Tampa Bay Lightning. I'm not a huge hockey fan, so I'm not sure if there's another team in Florida or not. I don't think there is. But then in the NFL, did I do NFL already? No, I didn't.
No.
Miami Dolphins, Jacksonville Jaguars, and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Okay? Yep. The thing that those sports all have in common, they take place during the wintertime. Okay? Think about this. All the people in Florida who have money, where do they go during the summer when it's so stinking hot? They go north. They're not in Florida anymore.
Yeah.
So that's why the Rays and the Marlins do not draw. There's nobody in those cities at that time to come to those games. Everybody who's got money, who's going to be buying season tickets, boxes, everything, they're all gone. They're out of the state, somewhere where it's cooler.
Yeah, they're all Yankees fans.
Yeah, they're Yankees and Red Sox fans.
In Tampa, they are, yeah.
yeah. So nobody's in town to go to those games, and nobody's going to be in Orlando to go to those games.
Wow.
So there will never be a baseball team in Orlando.
That's a great point.
So, yeah, I thought that was interesting when Sampson brought that up. I was like, oh, man, that's fantastic.
Yeah.
So,
well,
I don't think we need to worry about the Orlando Dreamers.
The last thing we need is another ball club in Florida. Anyway, what we need is to bridge the gap down here in the South a little bit, and we need
to bridge the gap between Seattle and everybody else a little bit.
And San Francisco. Yeah, I was just going to say.
With a team in Portland.
Yep. So we need a team maybe in Portland. We need one in Nashville or Raleigh or I don't know, something like that.
Charlotte.
Charlotte would be perfect. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I agree. But I wouldn't be surprised if we ended up seeing a team in Vegas.
Oh, totally.
But it's going to be in a roof. Professional sports hotbed. Oh, it's got to be indoor.
It'll be, yeah.
Yeah.
Even at Chase Field in Phoenix, it's oppressive. We went to a game there. It was 7:00 at night when the game started, 6:00, something like that.
Oh, yeah, it's still hot.
It's still hot. When we sat up, they were selling $5 bottles of water outside the stadium.
Yuck.
Like that little, it's like a 30-cent thing of water.
Is it like those little shot bottles?
No. These were an 8-ounce thing, but they were charging $5, and I'm like, no.
No thanks. I'll just die.
Yeah, I'll die with my money. But it's interesting that you bring up a point that you brought up the economy again, because here we are talking about the baseball prices. You said all the people with money are not in Florida in the summertime, and everybody who maybe wants to go to a baseball game can't afford to.
Mm-hmm.
Boo.
Yeah.
Boo, I say.
Yeah. Yep.
That's my
exactly.
That's my super intellectual opinion.
Thank you for that hard-hitting analysis.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Yeah. So, Brig, there was something else you wanted to talk about tonight.
Oh, man.
Your favorite Yankee this week was released by the New York Yankees, of course. Since he was a Yankee, that would only make sense.
Sure.
Jacoby Ellsbury was waived by the Yankees.
Now, I don't know who said this, but I can't fully take credit for it. But this marks the end of an era.
Yeah, you said that. I thought that was funny. It was good phrasing.
Hilarious. Somebody on Instagram said that, one of the things I follow. But it's the end of an era, and the Greg Bird thing is over. Thank goodness.
Yeah, I saw that too. Yeah,
man, it was all the same day because they got to make room for the 40-man for the Rule 5 draft, so they had to protect some prospects, and they could not have made better decisions. I'm interested to see what happens with a couple of these guys they want to see compete for their infield spots next season. Maybe one of the outfield spots, actually. But anyway, point is, Jacoby Ellsbury's gone. The Yankees are filing some sort of dispute, some sort of, what do they call it? Like they don't want to pay him his $26 million to buy out the rest of his contract. So they're going to call for like unfulfilled contract obligations or something like that. I don't know.
Well, the thing that I read said that they're complaining, or I guess their complaint said that he had used outside training facilities, and that was part of the reason he wasn't able to get healthy because he wasn't using the team training staff.
Listen,
and I do remember that
Totally.
whole mess when he was rehabbing somewhere else.
Listen, though, they let him rehab somewhere else. Cashman's a genius. He's like, no, don't. Stop. Don't do that. Okay, well, he just hung himself because now they're going to get this motion. It's going to go in their favor because there's something in that contract. You watch, and if there's not now, there will be forever. But yeah, this is exactly what it is. So I'm telling you what, though, if Aaron Judge said, no, this is my guy over here at this facility, and y'all can come supervise if you want, but I need him with me to rehab, they'd be like, sure, Chief, wherever you need, man.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, for
so
sure.
it's definitely going to be a double standard for Jacoby, but he hasn't played since 2017 ALDS.
Yeah.
So, like,
it's been a long time.
And the only thing Greg Bird did is we'll always have Andrew Miller and his preseason displays of prowess.
Yeah.
So I'm very excited. I think Nestor Cortez Jr. is going to have a great – he's the other one that got DFA'd, but he's going to have a great career. He's going to be great for somebody else, but we have some top prospects. I think we actually protected like 5 pitchers or something and 1 outfielder or something like that, if I remember right.
Yeah, you ought to be protecting any pitchers because the ones you got ain't doing it.
Man, you don't even know, bro. Oh, you have to touch my dark spot. Touching my dark spot, Brad. Listen, you just wait to see what happens with Mad Bomb and Strasburg and Cole. You just wait.
Yeah, I am waiting, and I'm anxiously waiting. I cannot wait to see what happens with those guys. I love free agency. Love free agency.
I do too.
It's so much fun.
The stove is so hot right now, Brad.
So hot right now.
The stove is
handsome.
so hot.
All right. Well, let's go ahead and take a quick break. When we come back, let's talk about the Brewers' new threads and what that means for the rest of Major League Baseball. Hey, babe, I'm headed to concessions. Do you want me to grab you something?
Yeah, anything, whatever you're getting.
Okay, I saw a burger. I'll probably grab that.
No, that doesn't sound good.
Okay, I think there's barbecue, probably some nachos.
I don't think I want either of those either. But just get me anything.
What do you want?
I saw a hot dog earlier.
Okay, I can do that.
Well, no.
Couples may quarrel, but baseball is for lovers. Shop the Lovers Collection at 9plusus.com.
Welcome back, baseball family. We missed some of the church giggles we have going on in the background here. Don't worry. We're still with you, and we can take this seriously from now on, despite the, 40 minutes of giggling we've been doing. Okay, here's the deal. We got to talk about the Nike deal and the new threads coming to Major League Baseball. Specifically, the San Diego Padres have released their new uniforms for 2020, and so have the Milwaukee Brew Crew now. And I think I speak for everyone when I say we're all excited the Brown is back.
Oh, I'm so excited the Brown is back. It looks so good, especially those brown pinstripes. Holy sweet mercy.
Yeah.
Those are
Yeah, it
fantastic.
made my heart pitter-patter. Yeah.
Yeah.
So what I think is interesting about the Brew Crew specifically is how liberal they've become with the patches on the shoulders.
Oh, yeah. They're
The sleeve patches.
one on each side now, right?
I think so, and they're all different, right? They're at least what I'm looking at, right? We've got the M with the state logo or silhouette.
Right.
States don't have logos. It's the shape of the state.
I know what you mean.
Thanks, man. Anyway, there's a lot of cool stuff on these unis.
There is.
What I meant to say.
You know what? To be honest with you, I'm going to be going down to spring training most likely in March, and I'm probably going to have to pick up a Brewers hat because those are slick. They're so sharp with that yellow and navy. Holy smokes.
You know I got to get one of those color block ones.
Yeah.
With the bright yellow visor. Got to have that in my collection.
Yeah, for sure. Like it just looks so good. So good what they've done with those colors. And those pinstripes too. They're nice and clean. They've done just such a good job. And I've been looking forward to this Nike deal for a long time.
Yeah.
If I remember right, it was supposed to come down a couple years ago, but it got bumped back. I don't know what happened.
Well, it was supposed to be Under Armour.
Oh, that's what it was. Yeah. It was
Remember,
gonna be Under
it was
Armour.
supposed to be Under Armour.
Oh, man, it was going to be even cooler with Under Armour. But I think
Yeah.
Under Armour's had some money issues lately.
They've kind of gone quiet. Yeah, I don't know what's going on. But anyway, it switched to Nike because that deal was inked and announced in 2016. So this we knew it was 4 years away.
Yeah.
But then it got switched. I think I wasn't really aware that Nike took over until this week.
Oh, really?
Last week, maybe. I don't remember when I became aware of it, but it's very exciting.
Yeah. Well, and they did such a good job with the NFL because the Reebok uniforms in the NFL were so just like, I don't want to say bland because they weren't all bland, but it was just kind of like, and the Nike comes in, they kind of tighten things up, sharper lines, just a cleaner look across the league. And I think that's what Nike's going to do with MLB. And I could not be more excited because I feel like Nike has a more progressive and modern ideology than what Majestic had, because Majestic's been doing it for freaking forever.
Well, look,
Right.
they have been supplying batting practice jerseys since 1982, Majestic. And they've been the exclusive supplier of game uniforms since 2005.
There we go. Yeah.
Bam.
So
So that's the deal.
and I feel like Majestic's mindset has been still 1982, but Nike, I mean, they're gonna bring a whole new look to Major League Baseball.
Yeah.
And it's going to
They
be
really
fantastic. But this is the big thing. So I mentioned when Nike came into the NFL and switched their uniforms over.
Yeah.
Mostly they just cleaned things up, made things a little bit tighter, a little bit cleaner look. But what they did with my team, the Seattle Seahawks, is they gave them an overhaul.
Big time.
You can go look and see what I mean by that if you're not sure. But they completely redid the logo and the uniforms. And I'm curious, Brig, is there a team in Major League Baseball that you would like to see get a complete overhaul?
Wow.
Get the
That's
Nike
a
treatment.
huge question.
Get the
Nike
Seahawk treatment.
Huh. Great question. Good sir. Well, okay, so I have to go back. I have to go through and be like, I got to wonder who needs one. It's not Arizona.
No, Arizona's sharp.
It's not Miami. They just switched things up and they look great.
Yeah.
I think San Diego was in desperate need.
Yeah, and they just basically threw it back was all. But yeah, theirs is nice
With
and
some
clean,
flair.
real sharp. Yep.
Yeah, a little bit of flair with those brown pinstripes. Nice.
Mm-hmm.
And I think they let the yellow in just enough, right? Like it's been at times in the past a little too prominent and a little too understated, but now I think they got it just right. It's exciting.
Well, just like what they did with the Brewers, they did a good job balancing
Totally.
both of those.
Well, I feel like the Brewers yellow is different now.
It is.
Or maybe it's because it's on a metallic, sort of print or something.
I think it's a little bit different. I think
it looks different.
I think they've been headed this way for the last couple of years with that throwback, like the mitt with the MLB. I'm pantomiming a mitt right now. I don't know why. Nobody can see it.
I can see it, Brad.
Oh, what?
Just kidding.
but you know what I mean. I feel like they've kind of been darkening that yellow up just a little bit. Making it a little bit bolder. The last couple of years with their spring training hats, and I think it's fantastic.
So that makes you wonder, have we seen any other discrepancies in spring training? Maybe that's the precursor. Maybe that's the proving ground.
That's a great question. I know go ahead.
No, that's what you've been. I was going to lead into your opportunity to talk about what you hope to see happen.
Yeah. So here's the thing. So
yeah. So that was awesome.
So my favorite hat, I've talked about this before on a podcast episode. I've written about it on Baseball Together. My favorite hat that I have ever owned in my entire life is a Mariners hat that is the navy blue crown, the teal bill with a silver trident. Okay?
Right. Yes.
And when I first saw that, I was hoping, and I think I've said this before too, I was really hoping that they're starting to go the direction of what I really want the Mariners logo to be, because I'm so over the S with the compass rose. The compass rose in the baseball by itself is fine, but I'm so over it with the S. So what I want to see is the 70s trident with the star with the current color scheme of navy blue, silver, and teal. And Nike just needs to get it done. They're so close. So close.
Yeah, they are close.
Because I need that hat on my head. I might just sleep in it.
You need it so bad.
Might just sleep in it if I got it.
Yeah.
So.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I think you're right. That would be. But I don't need Seattle's stuff to change.
Right.
I get what you're saying, but I don't need it. Mm-hmm. What I need is the Walgreens logo adjusted.
Yeah, there you go.
I need that. You know what I mean? I need
but
a
now
little more emphasis.
Don't you go down to the Nats now and buy your bangs though?
I do. Yeah,
you go down to the Nats, buy a
when
Bang
I run
Energy.
out.
Yeah.
That's right, when I run out.
Yeah, now we shop at the Nats, and Walgreens is no longer a baseball team.
That's right. We shop at the Nats. I got my flu shot at the Nats the other day.
Oh, very nice. Look at you go.
Yeah, went right down to the Nationals, got my flu shot. Anyway, I need something different there in Washington. I think that I would love to see what they could do with Oakland. I want more of the elephant.
Mm-hmm.
And then I think when it really comes down to it, Anaheim or the Angels, whichever city they choose to belong to today.
Today, no kidding.
I call them Anaheim. Anyway, I need the Angels. I just want to see what is available. Mm-hmm. Because the halo over the A thing, I think it's dumb. I wish they'd go back to the A with the wings coming off the back of it. That to me was like perfect.
And see, what I want for the Angels is I want them to go back to being the California Angels.
There you go.
The CA.
See, and that was just awesome too.
Yeah,
totally awesome.
or even just go back to the navy blue primary color. With the red accent instead of red primary with navy blue accent, just flip it back, and I think it would.
Okay,
I think it'd look good. Yeah, that's what I want there.
Yeah, the California Angels. You're right. Yeah. I did dig that. But yeah. I'm telling you what, with the wings coming off the A,
mm-hmm.
for me that was like the most interesting. I just thought it was awesome.
Yeah. Well, and the other one that I'd like to see is the Rockies get an overhaul.
Yeah, that would be my next one too.
The exact same logo, the exact same hat since they came into the league in 1993. And I think they could do more with black and purple than what they're doing, right?
Oh, for sure.
Especially with the silver. Like, they could do some really cool stuff. I don't know what to have them do, but but they definitely could. you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
So, I don't know. I'd like to see the Rockies get
Would you give them the mountainscape, though? They've been toying with the mountainscape.
Yeah, they have, and I like it with the mountainscape just by itself.
Yeah, a lot of people do.
I like that a lot. I think that's sharp. I think it's a good look. But I feel like it's been that arched Colorado over Rockies, the mountainscape. I feel like it's been that exact same thing since day one.
Yeah, totally.
And we're coming up on, 30 years.
Wow, is that old?
Feels like it.
Yeah, every morning. All right. So, on that note, what want to hear from you guys, the listeners? What do you think? Whose team do you need to see revamped? What do you want to see? What uniform do you want to see get the Nike treatment? Because it is a thing. It's happened twice now. It's very exciting, and Brad is really glad that the wheat is gone from the Milwaukee logo. That kind of gold wheat stock. I liked it.
I didn't have a problem with the wheat. I just really like the MB mitt. I love it.
I do too. It's so classy.
And the way that they've done it is so clean. The lines on it is so clean.
Yeah. I have to go buy one now. Well, not now. It's late, but I got to go buy one. It's almost Christmas time.
The internet is always open.
Yes, it is. Should we plug the shop? No, I'm just kidding. We'll talk about that in a minute.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Big news coming on the shop.
Big
Stay
news
tuned.
coming for the shop. But before we do that, let's talk about this year's Hall of Fame ballot.
Oh, should we take a break real quick?
Fine.
I mean, we don't have to.
Yeah.
Let's take a break.
We do, Brad.
Let's take a break.
Okay.
So let's go ahead and take a break. And when we come back, we are going to talk about this year's Hall of Fame ballot. The designated hitter. The infield fly. A ground rule double. The dropped third strike. To some, these seem like strange things. To you, these are just baseball things. Shop the Baseball Things collection at 9plusus.com. Welcome back, baseball family. We hope you had a good break. Nice little short one. So like we said, we're going to talk about the Hall of Fame ballot. The ballot came out this week. For those of you who don't know, it is exciting news. I'm extremely excited. I love the Hall of Fame voting.
I do too.
I know it's not always like the best, obviously, because, you know, the people voting are not all former players, and
Yeah, but many of them are not.
they're not always going to get it right, but, you know, it's fine.
Yep.
But I feel like for the most part they do well because there's so many people who are voting. I mean, I was obviously baffled that it took Edgar Martinez as long as it did to get into the Hall of Fame, but
Right.
whatever. I don't know. Anyways, so I have the ballot right here. Are you ready for everybody who's on the ballot this year?
Yes.
All right, here we go. Bobby Abreu, Josh Beckett, Heath Bell, Barry Bonds, Eric Chavez, Roger Clemens, Adam Dunn, Sean Figgins, Rafael Furcal, Jason Giambi, Todd Helton, Raul Ibanez, Derek Jeter, Andrew Jones, Jeff Kent, Paul Konerko, Cliff Lee, Carlos Pena, Brad Penny, Andy Pettit, J.J. Putz, Manny Ramirez, Brian Roberts, Scott Rowland, Kurt Schilling, Gary Sheffield, Alfonso Soriano, Sammy Sosa, Jose Valverde, Omar Vizquel, Billy Wagner, and Larry Walker. Okay, now, the thing that is interesting about this ballot to me, Brig, is we're starting to get into the steroid era.
Big time now. Now,
There's a lot of names on there. Sorry, go ahead.
Well, we're not just now getting into it because Bonds and Clemens have both been on the roster or on the ballot for 7 years. This is their 8th year on the ballot.
Yeah, but we're really getting in the thick. We're getting the thick of it, though.
Yeah,
we are. Thick of it.
Absolutely true.
And we talked about this a little bit in our steroids episode, that either that there's going to start to be some kind of effect on the Hall of Fame.
Has to
And
be.
this is really what it's going to be, is either one or two guys are getting in is all, or nobody's getting in, or steroid users are going to start getting in.
Yeah, totally.
Like, those are the only three things that can happen.
Wait, say that again?
So either one or two guys are going to get in because they're non-steroid guys.
Oh, you mean they will
Or-
limit the induction class to one or two? Yeah, okay.
Yeah, like those are the only guys who are going to get the votes. Because you can vote for 10, right?
Yep, right.
So either one or two guys are going to get in, nobody's going to get in
Could happen.
for a year, or steroid guys are going to start getting in.
Yeah, you're right. Those are the three options.
Those are the three options, the only three things that can happen. It's going to be interesting to see what happens, because I do think, and this is one of the things that I've heard, is that as a younger crop of voters comes in, they're going to be a little bit more liberal with their vote and start to vote for steroid guys.
I think
And
so
as
too.
as that pool of voters changes, we're more likely to see guys get in.
So that changed. Was it 2016 or 17 that the Baseball Writers Association of America no longer allows you to vote if you're not an active writer? But it used to be a couple of years ago that you could still vote if you wrote actively for the 10-year. You have to be an active baseball writer, journalist for 10 years before you even get a vote. And then you used to be an alumni voter. Even if you're retired and you're not doing journalism anymore, they used to allow you to vote anyway. A couple of years ago, they changed that. Now you can't anymore. Now only active writers can, which means that the active writers of today who are against the steroid guys are either going to have to extend their careers to prevent guys getting in, or, like you suggested, we're going to see this change of values.
Exactly. And it's gonna be an interesting little kind of, I guess, changing of the guard to watch.
Yeah, it'll be painful,
So,
I think. But I'm an old guard guy.
right. And I'm of the opinion that they can get in, they just don't deserve to be with everybody else.
Yeah, you
Right.
said that. You need the asterisk addict. Or
Yeah,
attic.
Yeah, the asterisk attic.
It takes
just
longer to get there. It's a little further away. There's no elevator access, so if you can't walk up the stairs yourself, like it's the Anne Frank house. If they did that, and you got to walk up them steep whoa, I almost swore. If they could do it like that, and you got to walk up them steep stairs, okay, that's not even wide enough for me, then they could be maybe in an asterisk attic at the top of the.
Or what if they just made it like steroids and made a shortcut?
Whoa!
Oh!
Okay, it needs to be in the basement, and there needs to be a fireman's pole. There you go, or a slip and slide.
There it is. Yeah. Oh, I would be there.
Of course, then you got to
All about a slip
climb.
and slide.
You got to climb your butt right back out of the basement.
It's true.
There's no easy way out of steroid land.
Got to climb up the slip and
Yeah,
slide.
that's right. Because once you go down, it's a tough road to hoe getting back up. They say
That's right.
you should get shamed on the way up those stairs too. There should be a team.
Shamed and people throwing black balls.
That's
at
right. That's right. There should be a team of Hall of Fame Cooperstown employees that are there to tell you how terrible you are and how you don't deserve to be there and how dare you walked up those stairs. You should have stayed in the basement where you belonged because I can't believe you paid good money to walk into a basement. Should be 4
right.
miles deep.
Oh man, it's
Okay.
quite the slip and slide.
Yeah, that would be fun.
I'm there for that.
Yeah, I'm there for that. You better pack a lunch.
All right. Okay. So, of all those guys on the list, who do you see getting in?
Jeter.
Only Jeter?
Oh, no, but Jeter for sure.
Oh, okay. Yeah, Jeter's going to get in.
Yeah, Vizquel probably, maybe.
I would think Vizquel would get in.
I think so.
I
I don't know.
think
After
Kershaw
that,
needs to get in. Like,
Is there any?
I know
I agree with you, but was there a PED issue with Curt Schilling?
No, it's his politics. People don't like his politics.
Oh,
it's
is
the
that
only
what
reason
it
they're
is?
not voting for him. Yeah.
Well, then
Yeah,
he
he needs
deserves
to
to
get
be in
in.
for sure.
Yeah, with the way that he pitched in the postseason, he was
Totally.
he was a guarantee win. And if you're a guarantee win in the postseason, you're in, man.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
helping
absolutely.
break the curse, yeah, he's got to be in. Got
Yep.
to be.
So Gary Sheffield, Balco. He's a Balco guy. Clemens and Bonds are Balco guys. Balco, for those of you that don't know, Balco is the what do you call it? The company that was developing and supplying
guys with PEDs, yeah.
Yeah, that's what it was called, Balco. So the court case that was levied was called Balco. We call it the Balco case, BALCO for those of you that want to look it up. But yeah, that's a Balco name. I don't know if Adam Dunn has any PED.
I don't know, but I don't think he's done enough to get in.
I don't either.
Here's a name for you. How about this?
Okay.
Andrew Jones.
Oh, I liked Andrew Jones.
Who didn't like Andrew Jones? That guy was awesome.
Yeah. Yeah, well, he could get. I don't know is he a first timer? Because there are like 19 guys on this list that are first year ballot guys.
No, he's not. He's not a first timer.
Okay.
But I could see him getting some votes that that they don't want to give to steroid guys.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
So
was he? And he's not a PED guy. He's not a steroid guy.
Not that I know of. I don't think so.
I thought there was some question. And that's the thing. Like if it's under scrutiny and we're not so sure, what do you do? That's like Clemens denies it to this day.
So does Barry Bonds.
I know.
Yeah. And I mean, Sammy Sosa's really Manny Ramirez obviously tested positive.
Yeah.
I mean, he's still, if he decides to ever come back and play baseball, he has a suspension to serve still.
Yeah.
Sammy Sosa, I believe, I can't remember if he tested positive or if he was just on a list, but he also corked his bat.
Yeah, exactly. See,
so there's no way he's getting in.
Oh no.
Andy Pettit is a
PED guy.
Is a for sure PED
for
guy.
For sure.
Yep.
Admitted.
Yes, admitted. There's a guy that I actually like seeing on the list. I know he's not going to get in, but he was one of my favorite Mariners. Is Raul Ibanez. Yeah. That guy, he was fantastic. He's one of those guys where it's like he doesn't do a whole lot. He is kind of like, he wasn't necessarily a negative, but kind of like a zero as far as like defensive runs saved and stuff like that. He wasn't doing a whole lot to save runs, but he wasn't giving any up because he wasn't a liability.
Yeah.
And then offensively, innings 1 through 7, it's kind of like, oh yeah, Ibanez is up, he'll probably just get a single, whatever. But man, 8th and 9th innings, you could count on him to come through no matter what. If you needed a run with guys on base, it was Raul Ibanez for sure. But because of the way he played the first through the 7th innings, there's no way he's going to get in. Yeah, it is fun to see a guy like that, see his name on there. And that's one thing that it's almost like fun but depressing about the Hall of Fame ballot when it comes out, because you realize how old you are.
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
All your favorite players oh geez, he's eligible for the Hall.
Well, Griffey turned 50 yesterday or whatever, and we are all like, what? He's still,
yeah, I know.
Isn't he still 25?
Oh, I know. Isn't he still in his prime?
Yeah.
Right?
Totally.
He's still at 50 home runs, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's crazy. It's so weird seeing all these guys. I will always remember Gary Sheffield and his batting stance, the way he would bounce the bat.
Yep.
Stuff like that. So it's fun seeing these. But I have, back to our conversation earlier, I think Jeter gets in.
Totally.
I don't think he's going to be unanimous, but I think he's going to get in.
I don't think he'll be unanimous. Let me just get on my soapbox a minute. I don't think he'll be unanimous because there are haters out there. That's it.
And that's why, because of haters?
That because of haters. I know that sounds petty and unjustifiable because I'm not backing it up with anything, but I think there is enough of a popular opinion out there that Jeter was okay. That he was totally respectable player, that he played the game clean, and that he did, and this is not my opinion, by the way, that he did just enough and, was their guy, and he got a lot more hype than he deserved defensively and stuff like that. But I'm like, no, man. Dude's the best. The best.
He wasn't the best shortstop on his team.
You shut up right now. You stop it. You don't
He played next to a better shortstop.
Why wasn't he playing shortstop then?
Because Jeter was the captain.
And the shortstop. You can't have two shortstops out there. You have one shortstop out there, Brad. That's the way baseball works.
You know who I'm talking about.
I know who you're talking about, Brad. He played third.
Yeah, because he made the concession for his best friend at the time.
They were not best friends when he made the concession. That was after the fact. They had their falling out. They had their falling out before he came over to the Yankees.
Oh, did they? I thought it was while he was with the Yankees.
No, it was significantly earlier.
Oh, okay.
In fact, the
Probably
point
because of the steroids things.
Yeah, part of it. But one of the issues with that, and we're talking about Aroyd, by the way. For those, that's how a lot of people refer to him. Alex Rodriguez, who is one of the finest analysis guys and commentators in baseball right now, by the way. He's one of the most articulate. He's one of the most well-spoken. He's able to illustrate exactly what's going on and break it way down from an expert level to the layman terms. The guy is a flipping genius, but he tested positive for steroids. So
twice.
Twice and admitted to it with tears. Anyway, he and Jeter were best friends for a long, long time, and then they had a massive falling out. And so when the Yankees traded for Alex Rodriguez, he had to make the concession to go to third base because he was a shortstop traditionally. So he's
a shortstop in Seattle. He's a shortstop in Texas.
Yeah, so he made the concession because of Jeter, who was already the shortstop, making him a third baseman.
But
not a shortstop.
I will say this: I always thought that A-Rod had more of a third baseman body.
Sure,
and probably because of the steroids. Because when he came up, he was a skinny little guy. Like he was not very big, and he looked like a shortstop. But then he got to Texas and he bulked up. Obviously, steroids.
Just saying.
And he stopped looking so much like a shortstop and looked more like a third baseman.
Yeah.
But that being said, A-Rod is better defensively than Derek Jeter.
You take it back right now.
I will not.
Ugh. It's okay.
And a better hitter.
Hey, wait a minute. Now, wait a minute. That is not even close to true.
Gosh darn minute.
That's not even close to true. You need a guy who get up there and play small ball. You get Jeter up there. He's going to play small ball. You want a guy up there who's got a chance to go yard, then you put in A-Rod. I'm just telling you, I'm a small ball guy.
I know you are. I know it.
It's so Jeter's the better hitter.
Both small guys. We are both small ball guys. Okay, are you ready for some hard hitting numbers?
Don't you nerd alert me.
I've got my
my glasses on and everything.
I hate when you do this because you're going to prove me.
Okay, here we go
with numbers, and I hate it. Okay,
22 years. Let's just look at OPS. Okay.
So, A-Rod, OPS career 930.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
930 OPS for A-Rod. Let's look at Derek Jeter's OPS. Career OPS is 817.
Woof? What do you mean woof? That's not a woof. That's a Hall of Fame number.
It is, and he's going to be a Hall of Famer.
You damn right he's going to be a Hall of Famer. He's going to be a first opportunity Hall of Famer.
Yeah, he's going to be a first ballot Hall of Famer. Yes, he is. But that's not the argument. The argument is that
he should be unanimous.
A-Rod was the better all-around player. Oh, no. No, he shouldn't be. Should not be unanimous. No.
He should be.
I don't even know that
Mariano Rivera should have been unanimous.
I don't think so either. Honestly, about that, I'm going to give that to you.
And
for sure.
For me, honestly, it's only because of the 2001 World Series. If they had won that series with Mariano Rivera on the mound, then yeah, unanimous.
Totally.
But if you're going to be unanimous, you got to be perfect.
Apparently not.
That's apparently not. I mean, I know he was as close to perfect as you can be.
Yeah, for sure. So listen.
But yeah, no.
I'm glad that we've established. I got a stat here for you. I wanted to nerd alert you back.
Okay.
Alex Rodriguez career WAR.
Okay.
Wins above replacement. Okay. 3. Derek Jeter's WAR wins above replacement. 4,632,905.
I think that is the right number. I think that's exactly.
It's not even a freaking challenge there. Okay? So, now that we've nerd alerted it out, I think we can see that it's very clear Derek Jeter was the better player. So,
do you want to hear the actual WAR? Hey, hold on. Do you want to hear their actual WAR? Because I do have it here in front of me.
I know. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, Derek Jeter's actual real career WAR, 72.4.
Wow, that's
pretty good.
Amazing. Yeah, that's fabulous.
Alex Rodriguez's career WAR, 117.8.
Wow. Holy cow. Are you seriously?
I'm not kidding you.
That's insane.
117.8 career WAR for Alex
fiction.
Rodriguez.
That you see, everybody knew I was
I'll
kidding.
send you a screenshot right now. I'm gonna send you a screenshot right now of Alex Rodriguez's WAR, so you can see it. I'm sending it. It's on its way this very second.
I wouldn't trust your screenshot.
It's on its
Brad.
way. You're gonna get it in your.
Oh my gosh! Look at there. It is. Oh,
yeah.
That is insane. The
thing that the people on the podcast
high.
don't know is that is a finger written 117.8 on.
Yeah. Written in red crayon.
Yep, seems legit.
Yeah.
He's got documentation.
The sniffy crayon. I'm 12. Yeah. So here's the thing, though. Derek Jeter played with integrity. He kept the game. He respected the game. He respected the people he played with. He respected the people he played against. You cannot say that about A-Rod.
It's true.
Right?
You can't. And I honestly don't think A-Rod's going to get in.
No, of course not.
I mean, unless this whole image rehabilitation of marrying J-Lo and working on Fox and ESPN and being the smartest guy in the booth anywhere he goes, unless that really goes a long way towards people saying, but he was so good.
Yeah,
and I don't think he's going to get it.
It really could, though.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I'm just saying.
The whole thing is a Hall of Fame campaign. Let's be honest. Yeah, and I appreciate it. I enjoy it because there are a few guys I like listening to more than A-Rod because he is so stinking smart. I mean, I learn stuff when I listen to that guy.
Every time.
Yeah. But man, I don't know. It could work. It may not. He's got another year or so.
Yep. The slap. So look, I'm a Yankees fan. Yeah. Okay, I'm a Yankees fan.
Actually, 2021 here.
Is that his first eligible year?
Yeah, because he retired in 2016, so 2021.
Right. It's 5 years, people. You have to be out of the game for 5 years before you're even eligible for consideration on a Hall of Fame ballot. Mm-hmm. And in order to get voted in, you have to earn 75% of the voting pool's votes, right? 75% of the voters have to say yes. And they're limited to 10 votes, right?
10 votes, yeah.
10 votes, and they don't have to vote for 10. They're limited to 10, and then if you don't get voted in 10 years, you're out. Unless a group of existing living Hall of Fame inductees who have been called to represent their era of baseball on a special committee decide to bring you on. That's the only other way you can get into the Hall of Fame after your 10 years of eligibility.
Right, and that's how Harold Baines got in this last year.
Right. Now, okay, So we're talking about Bonds and Clemens a little bit because they're the hot ticket item. They only got a couple more years left on eligibility, and they're in the 60% vote range last handful of years. So 64, I don't remember, something like that. And what's interesting is as we change these rules about who's allowed to vote and who's not once you retire, and as like you said, the old guard is falling off and the young guys are coming in, these guys might not get in because they are top-tier offenders. They're the big names that everybody remembers. But I wonder what that means for guys like Gary Sheffield or Robbie Cano when he becomes eligible, right? So guys like Robinson Cano are the ones that are going to benefit from this changing of the guard because he's still playing, still active, but he tested positive last summer for steroids, performance-enhancing drugs. And if you accelerate, so let's say he plays another couple of years, whatever, and then we add 5 to the end of that, is anybody going to even remember? And if they do, will they even care? What will the standards be? I don't know.
It's the future of Hall of Fame voting in the next 10 years is going to be fascinating.
Yeah. Because Bonds and Clemens probably won't make it, and because there's enough of the old guard standing watch. But then, that's all about to change. Anyway, I was looking it up. I think Paul Konerko's a really good option too. If you take away all of the guys with performance-enhancing ties, one way or the other, questionable activity like the corked bat with Sosa, if you take away all of that and you look at just the eligible guys, Paul Konerko, you could make an argument for him. 18-year guy. I'm looking at.
Here, I've got one for you. I threw Todd Helton's name out there, and I feel like he's a good candidate in this group, especially with all those other guys with steroids. He's a 17-year guy, 5-time All-Star, career WAR of 61.2. He was like Mr. Rocky. He was with the Rockies his entire career. And I mean, he's the face of the franchise forever.
Same with Paul Konerko in Chicago, the South Side.
Yeah. Yep, exactly. I think Konerko and Helton both stand a pretty good chance of getting it. I don't know that they will.
Yeah.
But I do think that the field being who it is, that they stand a chance to benefit from that.
Last question before I drop one more piece of evidence on you. My question to you is: have there ever been, if we ever had like a shutout, a Hall of Fame years, like nobody was inducted?
Yeah, just recently in 2013, it was Bonds, Clemens, and Sosa were like the headliners.
Yeah.
And so obviously they weren't voted in. But that's only the second time that it's happened. It says, this is according to ESPN.com, second time in 4 decades.
Wow.
Let's see. Well, and, Bonds only got 36.2% of the vote, Clemens 37.6%. So, and Sosa only got 12.5%. And we've pretty well established he's never getting in because he was a cheater all around.
Totally.
But as I sit here scrolling, because I'm trying to find the other year that happened, this is an interesting take from Kurt Schilling. He says, everyone was guilty. Either you used PEDs or you did nothing to stop their use.
Oh, wow.
That's a very interesting take on the matter.
Yeah, that is.
But, here we go. The other elections without a candidate earning selection: 1945, 1946, 1950, 1958, and 1960, and then 2013.
Wow.
So it seems like the baseball writers can be like, no, just snub their nose up, and everybody's okay with it.
So I want to say one last thing about the Hall of Fame thing, and then we can wrap it up. But I saw a quote from the former Roy Halladay, and he said emphatically, no Bonds, no Clemens. That was before he was inducted into the Hall of Fame, obviously. He said steroids have no business in the Hall of Fame, no Bonds, no Clemens. Now that guy's in the Hall of Fame now.
Yeah.
And that was his stance. So I wonder what happens if we take a poll of living Hall of Famers.
I don't know. And maybe that's the route you take. Leave it up to those guys.
Huh. Interesting.
Anyway, let's go ahead and wrap this. And
all right.
You want to tell the people about what we have coming up on Black Friday?
Oh, my gosh. Black Friday is upon us. Wednesday, the 27th, starting at midnight Eastern Standard Time. Everything in the shop is going to be 20% off with a purchase of $50 or more. In addition to, and that runs through Friday night, so all the way till what would be Friday to Saturday at midnight. Now, we just are releasing new hoodies and sweatshirts with no hood.
Yeah.
I know. Brad's excited about that. Brad's wife is excited about that too.
Yeah.
We've got stickers. We've got all kinds of things. And the most exciting thing I want to tell you is that everything in the shop is getting dropped for prices anyway. We're just going to drop everything just because for fun. I don't know. It's just going to be awesome. These hoodie prices, I'm going to pull them up right now just so I can blow your face off a little bit. These hoodie prices are insane. And that's before the 20% off discount. I'm going to look it up. I don't want to quote it wrong.
It's true. Yeah, they really are.
How do you feel about small through extra large at $26.99?
I like that. That's a good deal.
For a hoodie. Yeah, that's before the 20% off discount. So if you spend from Friday, it's an automatic discount. You don't have to put in a code. You don't have to say anything fancy. You don't need to. You just go on the shop.9plusus.com. You search for what you want, put it all in your cart. It's going to apply the discount immediately, 20% off everything over $50. It's 20% off your whole order. Yep. So that's what's happening. That's our Black Friday Baseball Together 9plusus deal. Hit us at the shop. Do not be late. Go cruise around and fill up your cart now. That's okay to do too. Just leave it. Just fill up your cart. Leave it there. Make sure you come back between Wednesday and Friday and check it out.
Nice. Yeah, and remember, there's some new stuff on there. So if you think that you've seen it all, then go ahead and take a look and see what's new. You'll find. We're sure you'll find something that you like. So you can also go by baseballtogether.com. I've had more time lately to work on some stuff, so that's I'm gonna be putting some stuff up on there. If you have any trouble listening to the podcast on your podcast apps, head to baseballtogether.com. There is a podcast. There's like a tool you can use to listen to on there in your browser or even on YouTube. You can find us on YouTube and listen there. And don't forget to like, subscribe, rate, review the podcast. Let us know how we're doing. Let us know if there's any topics you want to hear about during the off season. And baseball family, thanks for joining us. We will catch you next week.